You know, for the last, I don't know, God knows, 10 years, but particularly the last 5 years, and it's just been a deafening, endless shriek of density. Density in cities, density in towns. I mean, why are we building condos in little towns, like high-rise condos in like Guelph, Cambridge, London, Ontario? Like, anyway, density, density, density. That's all you got out of city planners, government work people, councils, mayors. Density. You got to have density. Give us density. Okay, so all the reasons were what? All about expense. I mean, we don't want sprawl. We don't want to have to have snowplows and garbage collection way out in distant places. Yeah, we want it. We want it dense. Like, build us this condo, and then the garbage truck just picks up a ton of garbage once a week from this condo, and that's how we want to run this thing. Well, if that's true, like, it makes me think for a minute, like, why the fuck aren't property taxes plunging if you've achieved all this efficiency through density? Okay, and yet the government of municipalities, mayors, councils, doesn't matter what size town or city, they'll find ways to disintegrate all the money. There's never any real savings. They just piss the money away, find more ways to spend it. But let's get back to density. Density has led us to dog crate condos and a complete and total disaster in that marketplace. Because what planner said that with density, with 15-minute cities, with jamming all these people into the downtown core, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, like, you'd rather have a live core with real people living in it than you would have a dead core like some U.S. cities. So it's good. But wait a second. Where did the decision that these condos needed to be the size of jail cells or hotel rooms? Where the hell did that come from? Where was that where did everybody sign off on that? Okay. Yeah, they need to really be super fucking small. Now, you might say to yourself, stop, Ron, stop. That's not the city's decision. That's the developer's decision. Sorry. No. City planners sign off on the most minute shit, okay? Like, they'll decide how many trees need to be planted in a boulevard closer to the condo. I mean, there's like 3 years of planning and bullshit and going through all kinds of planning and shit to finally get an approval to build a high-rise condo. Like, the planners and the city staff have gone through every tiny fucking detail. So that's the truth. Don't try to say, no, Ron, the city's not involved in the size of the units. The city is very involved in the size of the units, okay? Yeah, sure. You could go to the city and say, hey, we're just building a luxury building. They're all like 1,000 square feet, small building like this. They're all just meant for millionaires to buy. That's fine. And the city says, yeah, okay, we have a certain allocation for millionaires. We're good. But when the city says we need housing for average people, tell me, city planner, tell me, all you bureaucrats at City Hall, when did you decide 435 square feet was fine for people to live in, even for one person to live in? Like, where did you decide that? Hey, here's my question. Do you planners live in that little shithole dog crate? Do you live in it and think it's fine? No, it's only fine for somebody else. Hell, you may not even live in Toronto. You may live out in the country somewhere and do Zoom all day. We don't know, okay, right? Look, the reason I'm mad about this is I don't understand why somebody would approve a building that doesn't really have enough elevators, because if one elevator goes on the fritz, hey, we're waiting for 10, 11 minutes just to start to get to our floor, okay? Why would you approve a design of a property where the front door, when you enter your condo, when you swing that door open, to one side is your bed? Like, what? What's going on here? Why there is absolutely no room for more than two people to eat unless they hold it on their couch, in their lap. They hold the plate, okay? Who designs that crap, all right? Who approves it? And again, people will say, stop, Ron, stop. I mean, if people bought it, that means people wanted it. No, actually, investors bought it. They bought it in maybe 2019, where they thought it would just be an Airbnb, that it actually would be a hotel room, and the people would never spend any time in it. So again, let's get back to this one central truth. density. Like, did people ever get a choice? Like, seriously, if you're building a building where 65 to 70% of the units are really, really small dog crates, and even the bigger units, even a so-called 2-bedroom unit, which is like 900 grand, is still small. It's still 650 square feet. Did you ever expect a family to grow up in there? Did you, or like, what were you thinking about this approval when this almost the whole building is really only meant for singles? Or is it really just a hotel room? I mean, where did this thinking come from? So if everybody's wondering, why do we have a housing crisis? Because we do have a housing crisis in Canada. Price of houses way too high. And it's also rents are too high still, even though they're coming down slightly. They're still too high. So that's a crisis. Then why do we have all these unsold tiny dog crate condos? Like, I think in Toronto, in the Treb system, there's 7,000 of them for sale, and they're only being picked up at, like, I don't know, 800 a month. So there's like 11 months inventory. Like, nobody's buying. Now you can say, oh, wait. There's other reasons for that. There's like some people are waiting for the price to come down. Whatever. Okay. Like, why didn't we think about choice? Okay. Why in the world did we decide that this is what everybody wants? Why did government make that decision? Why did government decide, yeah, the future of living in cities is dog crates? We want tiny, tiny units, and that helps our bottom line. That means there's less, it's all centralized. We extract a certain amount of property tax from this dense building where we don't have to provide many services. Like, who made that decision? And why do you wonder that nobody's having families anymore? I realize birth rates are falling all over the world. It's not just here, but is part of the reason that you can't dream of raising a family in a dog crate condo? So that's my question to everyone in government and planning. Why did your decision move you to say, we want buildings like they built in Moscow in the 80s, 70s, and 80s? We want those communist-style buildings that are so small, so rat shit, not enough elevators, bad layouts. That's what we wanted. That's our idea of choice for Toronto.